Okay, my king.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is International Reds Major Fashion Experience Show, talk show. And today, the name of the show is Appreciation. And as always, on Once a Month, when my queen is here with me, and we do, it's her show. Well, it's our show, but it's her show on the Once a Month. But due to the fact that I wanted this show to be on a special day, I wanted this show to be on a day that we have once a year, my birthday. Happy birthday. International Red. Today is my birthday, and I wanted this show to be on my birthday because it's appreciation, and I do appreciate the fact that I'm 71 now, and I've had a great year from 70 to 71, because before I was 69, I said, I don't know if I want to be 70.
Right.
And then my queen said, well, you're going to be a bold 70. And I was a bold 70, and now you're in a bolder 71. So
That's
things
right.
get greater every year, so I'm blessed, and I'm thankful, and I appreciate everything that I have in life going for myself. And I do want to let everyone know that my queen and I, we went on a trip, you understand me? We went to Vegas, and that was right before Mother's Day. And then when Mother's Day came back around, we were going to do a Mother's Day show, but we decided to, do this show and combine everything together. Because appreciation is like this. You appreciate people in your life. Mother, sister, brother, cousins, whoever they are. If they treat you with love, they're family. Even if they're your friends, if they treat you with love, they're family. Like I had two family members. They weren't really family members, but they're friends. Brothers without blood. You know what I mean? And they treated me out, took me out to eat. Both of my friends took me out different days and took time to spend with me and spend money and time, and that's very important.
Yes, and that was this week.
And that was this week. And then my queen, she's taking me, we're doing this show, then we're going shopping to a store that I love, my clothing store. And then from there, we're going to Red Lobster. And then from Red Lobster tonight, she's taking me to Yoshi's, and I appreciate all
For the
this.
concert.
To a concert. I appreciate all this, that the love that is given to me. I don't take none of this for granted, because I realize, you understand me, that there's only a handful of people that's really going to really be in your corner. A lot of people say they're in your corner, but they don't act like they're in your corner. And when they act like it and show you that appreciation and show you that, that you're somebody important, then what you have to do, let me see the crowds. Let me see the crowds. What you have to do in that case, when they show you the love and you're the person that you represent, what I mean by that is, when you're a king and you've been wearing the crown for a long time, you didn't just start wearing the crown. You didn't just start wearing the crown.
Okay, that's the back part.
Yeah. You didn't just start wearing a crown. You've been a king before you even had a crown. Before I had my queen, I was prepared to be a king, because I knew I was a king. But to officially be a king, you have to have a queen, and that's what people don't understand. The queen and a king make a team. So when you have that team, then you're supreme. Then you're that supreme being. And that's what people don't understand. These are things that, when I give my lessons in life that I do, when I tell people different things, I say you have to act the person that you want to be. You have to act that person to become that person. If you have a queen and you're a king, then you represent in that fashion. And that's why I continuously give shout outs to the people in Ohio. My queen is from Ohio, and they have an organization in Ohio, the Fashion Queens and Kings in that part of town, Detroit, Ohio, in that area. And we're going to be there in August. And they give us all props, and they call us the California King and Queen. Even though there's a lot of kings and queens, but we represent, and they give us all props. And that's why when I go there, I'm going to make sure to go to the club and represent them. Let them know that I appreciate them. Because appreciation is the name of the show. And that's why I'm saying this here to say this. I appreciate everything they do. All the people that show me love on Facebook. People that like my outfits because I dress every day, and they give me the inspiration and encouragement to do it every day, not sometime, but all the time. And I do it because I love doing it. And I've been doing it, like I was telling my friend, we were in a restaurant, he said, man, you was doing this when I met you and you was a teenager, when we went to high school. And I said, yeah, and all I got was best dressed in school, which was one thing I did, because that was the one thing I did good, and in my whole life, I continuously kept doing it, was dress, you know. People think it's easy, I make it look easy because it's easy to me, because I've been doing it so long, you understand, that, you know, I can't do it wrong, but the point of it is, I got my queen that's on the winning team, and she does the same thing, she dresses, and she has the same, tell them the same.
I tell people that we dress as we're blessed and we match as we're heart attached.
Yeah, that's the same, she says. And I tell them when I see them, they say, where you going? I say, I'm dressed because I'm blessed and I dress every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I got a queen that I'm attached to. You know, and we match. And that, you know, sometimes I don't say all that. I just say, you know, that I'm dressed as I'm blessed because I'm in a hurry and I don't take time to do a lot of talking. But people want a lot of conversation out of me. But I have a guy that's going to do, he wants to do a documentary on me. And we're going to do this, the guy from the record store. He's going to do the documentary, which makes sense. He's going to do the cover, he's going to do the whole, everything about it. And he's going to sell some and I'm going to sell them. We're going to, you know, we're both going to be able to benefit from this. And he'll sell them and he'll sell his, make money with his, and I'll make money with the ones I get, you know. And they will sell because, you know, I'm an icon in the city and I can sell my own, you know, I can sell my own story, you know, it's no doubt about it. People will buy it. And that's something to look forward to in the future, you know. It's going to be a documentary, a verbal documentary on, you know, on CD. You know, it's going to be on a CD.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be on a CD, and it's going to be, and it might be a DVD. I got to find out more about it. But I am going to be dressing and changing a couple of outfits. But I think I'm going to tell him to do that I want to dress more than just a couple of outfits. Because he said it'll take 2 days, 2 hours one day and 2 hours the next. And then you take 2 outfits with you. I think I'd rather just come in at different days and have different outfits on instead of having to change it, you know. You know what I mean? I think we should stretch it out. And I put that outfit on, and that's what I'm going to tell him when I matter of fact, I'm going to probably go over there later today when I'm in the neighborhood, tell him about the proposal that I think we ought to do. And then my queen can drive me over there and drop me off because I'm not driving, you understand? She can, you know, do that and then we can come back and get me. And that way I can spend that time, then I can come back the next day, like say a Friday and a Saturday, and do it back to back like that. And then do it the next, however long it takes, it's going to be done right. And I'm going to propose this to him because I want the thing to be done right. And I definitely want to be fashionable, more than just one outfit. You know, I think we should have maybe, you know, numerous amount of outfits because that's what I'm known for, you know, the fashion extraordinaire. You know, people call me different things, but it all relates to fashion, you know. And the thing about it is my queen, you know, it's progress since she's been with me. We've been together over 3 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like a perfect combination, you know. And everybody, you know, when they see us together, they think we've been together forever. You know, like 10, 15, 20 years. It's not the time that you spend with someone, it's the quality of the time. Because I've been with people longer and I've been with people, you know what I mean, more intense relationships. But it was drama, it was chaos, it wasn't a smooth operation. You know what I mean? It wasn't you know, a harmonious growth issue like in our situation. We appreciate each other and we don't take each other for granted because we've been through a lot. She's been married 3 times. I've been in a numerous amount of relationships. So when I got with her, I knew what I wanted. I knew I was going to appreciate it. Because I was telling a young man yesterday, we were over there in the park, and I was telling, we were sitting with Roy, and he's a young guy, and I said, yeah, you like, he's 38. And I said, you hang with these older guys in their 70s. And like me, I'm 71, and Roy's 71. And I said, you hang with older people. When I was young, I hung with older people. But the thing about this young guy, he's not, mentally, he's not mature in that fashion. Even though young, he's with older people, I said, that's good for you to think because you're not old enough to really appreciate one good woman. I said, you talking about all the women you have and his friends, he thinks he's impressing them by having a lot of women. I say, yeah, but there's going to come a time where that one good woman, the one that's really good to you, you're going to want her and just only her. You're not going to want other women because you're not going to want to misuse, cheat, or abuse. You know, you don't want to be unfaithful to her. You're going to want to be true to her because you're going to care that much for her. Right now, you're still young, you're 38. You know, when you get 40, 50, you're going to make a change in your life because you're going to want to grow, you want to have a family. You want to have one good woman that you can be with and be proud, you know what I mean, represent. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, When I was your age, I was that same way. I was up that way until I got in my 40s, you know. And that's understandable for you to feel that way. But I'm letting you know that it's going to come a time where all that is not going to look good to you. You know, it's just like, you know, people, you know, think a certain way and then it change. Like I was talking to my friend yesterday, and he's thinking about it. I was saying, he said, I don't know if I want to settle with this girl yet. You know, he's got a girl that he's with, but they're just platonic right now. You know, but they were intimate at one time years ago, and he wasn't ready for it. And then I told him about it. I said, man, look like you and Sharon. She really come. Shout out to my friend Danny, because he's come a long way. He's progressed. He's mature. He's not acting immature no more, because there was times I had to tell him about certain things. Now he sees the light because he's falling toward being in a relationship himself. Because I was talking to him, I said, yeah, man, you know, there's going to come a time where you're not even going to be looking at these other women that you think you might want to have one more fling with. You're not going to want that because you're damn near 70, and you should have been got it out the way. But the reason why he didn't get it out the way like I did when I was younger than him is because when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, I had my freedom. When he was in his 30s, 20s, 30s, he had a child. He raised his son. Congratulations on that. He was a father that raised his own son.
Oh, wonderful.
He raised his son by himself, you know what I mean? And you got to give a man credit for that, because most times it's the woman that's taking care of the child. You know, the child is always, it's the woman. But no, he raised his child, you know, his only son. And then he's got grandchildren, and now he's a great grandfather. And I told him, I said, man, you know, you don't feel good, man, because, you know, your son's 43 and he's a grandfather, and here you are a great grandfather. That's amazing, you know, that you know to be responsible like that. I know in my situation, like he was trying to tell me about, I said, well, you know what? I know my situation, how it is and how it's been, but I'm not tripping off of that. You got to do what you do now. You can't make up for what happened in the past. The past is the past, and you got to live for today. And if I'm happy today, I can't worry about what was. I have 26 years clean now. You understand me? And it took me a while to get where I'm at. You understand me? And to be where I'm at in my life, it's all it's going to do is get better. We're growing better each and every way. You know, we're getting more. We're having more. We're having a better life. God is doing this for us. You know, we didn't ask. We asked for things, but we didn't trip off of them. We went on a vacation and we rented a new car. In our minds, we wanted a new car, right? But we weren't tripping. We were going to use the old car for another couple of years. We had planned, we're going to wait and pay this off and do this. And then when we get a new car, we'll get it. But we'll be content with this car. We're not letting material things interfere with us. If we could drive this car and get us to where we want to go, we're happy. Because it's not the car that gets you there, it's the enjoyment that you have when you get there. So this is what I was thinking when we went to Las Vegas. But it so happened, though, you wouldn't believe it. We had the same outfit on, you understand? But we didn't get to go nowhere and show it off, you know what I mean? So we said we're going to wear it again on my birthday. Because what happened, we were in the car, we went and seen her stepson Gabe. We did a good thing for that day. We did do a good thing. And God helped us to see him through that day and help us on the way. And we didn't have no problems. Then that night, we were making plans to do some other things that weekend. And I guess God was telling us, no, you're doing too much, you understand me, with the car. You know, because the car had problems. And we kept trying to push it and push it and push it. And it was God's will to tell us, you know, to just make us break down on the freeway. And it was a wake-up call, because what he told us was, you know, you got to get another car. You got to do what you got to do, and I'm going to make sure you get it. But you got to put your foot forward. You got to make the move, and I will see you through the way, because you're good people. And our queen is a very, very good person, and I knew that he was going to see her the way. He wasn't going to let her do bad, because her friend said, "Oh, you can catch the bus. You can do that." All these negative friends that think negative. She was not going to catch the bus. She knew it, and I knew it, and we weren't going to do it. And all of a sudden, within 3 or 4 days out of that next week, her people in Idaho, where she has her loan people, said, "Bam! You got so much money to get a car. You can get this car in Ohio. You can get this." Boom! They okayed it. Bam! She went to the new lot. Went there the same day. She came out with a new car, red, the color she wanted, brand new. And that's what God does to you when you do good. And you do the best you can, and you settle. You be content with what you have, and he'll see that you do better if that's what's necessary. But you be happy with what you have. You don't be miserable and say I want a bigger car, a better car. Just like me at my place, I'm content where I'm at. But I moved into a bigger place, and I didn't let that discourage me. But it made me come back to my small place that's brand new and appreciate it, even it's small. I just know I got to move things around or whatever. But I know I can dress and still look at my clothes, and they're all in the house. And that's what means important to me. But I'm content now due to the fact that I know that he'll give me a bigger place, just like, and a better place and all this when the time is right. I got faith in it, but I'm not going to be sad and complain like some people do. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to steal a minute of my joy. Me and my queen have joy together. And I'm going to keep having joy together. And I'm not going to discourage about where I live at, because it's not where I live, it's where I go and what we do together, not where we stay at.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we don't worry about that. Same with her situation. We both have a lot of clothes, and we're going to work it out. It's all going to work out. God's going to work it out just like he worked it out with the car. So I don't worry about it. I got faith, and I've got belief, and I know everything's going to be all right, because he always sees us through. We've been together for 3 years, and we've never seeked nothing that we didn't find. Whenever we wanted something, even I don't care if it's an outfit or a color or matching together, he always helps us find it. We'll be somewhere, and then it'll be right over there. And I say, wow, that's what we're looking for. So I know that faith in him and doing the right thing, he will see us through. What do you want to say? I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay, yes, that's so true. That's so true. And I do want to change your
My
crown.
Yeah, but like I said, getting back to the crown, it's you got to act like a king and a queen, because you got people you have to set examples for. Mm-hmm. Just say, for instance, you have grandchildren, or you have children even, but they're young. You want to make a positive influence. Don't be telling them one thing and doing something else, because that doesn't work. It's just like my father. He used to tell me, be an engineer, be this, be that. It's easy for him to tell me to do that. But he wasn't doing that. He was a merchant marine. He liked his money. He wanted the material things. And he went out there and he got them. He told me, he said, when I was young and I was out there making my money, he said, well, you're going to pay rent. You do what you're doing. I'm not going to object to you, but you are going to pay rent. But he let me come and go when I wanted to. And I was 16 years old. He let me go and come. My mother was the one that was worried. But he made me responsible. See, and I was glad, because I was talking to some people the other day, and I was saying, they was talking about how when you're young and you're responsible and you pay rent, then that gives you the ability to, when you are raised like that, then you when you grow up, you'll be paying rent, and you won't mind paying rent and being responsible and being on your own.
Right.
Because I never did come back and stay with my mother unless I was staying with her to visit with her. But then I had a friend that stayed there. They started laughing when I said this. I said my friend stayed at his mother's couch until he moved in with his wife's house. And he was worried about me because he seen me crying and drunk and all tore up about my mother when she passed away, right? Because I was only in my 40s and my mother was like in the 80s. But see, well, I'm going to tell you something. He ended up being sick, and his mother ended up living to be 92, and she's still living, and she's on her own in her house, and he's in a rest home, and he's only 68, 69. But you can't worry about what other people doing or whatever. You just have to go through it. You just have to live your life to the fullest and go through whatever you have to go through. It makes you stronger. What don't break you, it'll make you stronger. Mm-hmm. And it'll make you stronger. Anything you go through. If you're sick, just like my queen, she's been through a lot. She's been through more than me, but she's strong as she could be. She had breast cancer. She was overweight. She lost weight.
200 pounds.
She went through all these things. Adversity is to see the greater benefit. And she went through a lot of adversity. I went through a lot of adversity too. You understand me? We both have. That's what makes us strong and appreciate each other so much, because we don't take nothing for granted. And appreciation, again, is the name of the show. And that's why I'm letting you know that you have to appreciate your family, your relatives. And then getting back to when we was in Las Vegas, those people appreciated us so much for visiting them. We appreciated. We seen her family first, right? Because her family, I said, we'll see them that Monday, because they took us out and showed us a good time. And then we went and seen my family Tuesday. We went to the house, and we seen another one of her family members on Tuesday in the daytime. We had a wonderful time visiting family and friends. I'm going to tell you why we did that and went to Vegas to do it, because that's where they live at. Vegas, I lived in Vegas 4 years ago. I never did gamble. I'm not a gambler. I don't gamble. And I'm not fascinated.
And we didn't gamble that day either.
We didn't gamble. I don't go see it in a bunch of shows.
Well, that week.
Shows that cost a lot of money, you know what I mean? Because spending $1,000 on a show, I'd rather spend money doing something else, doing other things that we like to do together. We'll see a show. Like tonight, we're going to Yoshi's to see a show.
Yeah.
We can see a show. We don't have to spend $1,000 to see a show.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. We don't have to spend $1,000 to see a show. We can spend 100, 200 and be just as happy. And then it's the summertime. They got a lot of free stuff going on. So, you just have to make smart moves and be smart with your money instead of just, spend. It's all right if you got it. There's nothing wrong with spending a lot of money on things.
Yeah, but let me just say this. I appreciate my father for so much, Percy Charles Hodge Sr., because he had my oldest brother, Percy Charles Hodge Jr., and he had Percy Charles Hodge III. Hi, nephew.
How you doing, King? I hear you look at my shows. All shows and my shows, that's good.
Well, I hope you're talking about King Henry Brown.
King Henry Brown
Jr.
Yeah, King Henry Brown Jr. And that's good because you're learning something. You're still a young man. You know what I mean? I think you said you're around 50. That's an age where you change your life, turn your life around. Like I say, get a second chance at a first class life.
But let me tell y'all, my father told me when I was 17, he wanted to talk to me. And he says, Beverly, I know people have been saying things about you because I was a real large girl. And I don't know if folks remember, but back in the day, if you were dark-skinned and if you were overweight, they would call you a name. The name I got was Blackie Mo, Fatso, Ugmo. And my father says, don't let any of that get you down. He said, just get your education. And now that I'm retired federal, and I had that energy, ADHD, but I live attention, dedicated, harvesting divineness. I got a second retirement check through Social Security, and it's just such a blessing because it's so inspirational and helping me with things. And I'm still a communitarian. I still help people out with things, and it's been a blessing that happened because you agree.
Appreciative adjectives. She writes on people's friends, family, when it's a holiday or it's their birthday. She'll write out an appreciative adjective.
Yeah.
When I first got with her, when we were on the first date, when we first went out on Valentine's Day, you know what I mean? When we went out, she gave me a bunch of different things, and she had me a card, and then she had a bag that had appreciative adjectives on the side.
Yeah.
She really does that. That takes time. People take time to write that stuff out and do that. And she do it in what kind of writing is that?
Calligraphy.
Calligraphy,
Which I learned how to do in Japan because I lived there for 6 years because I was always interested in living and working in Japan and being a federal person. I was a federal clinical social worker, and then I was also an EEO manager and a union steward. And the thing is that the appreciative adjectives is, like, because my king, you all know him as International Red Fashion Experience, but I call him King Bobby.
Yeah, that's my real name, Bobby.
And he loves that I say that because that's what his family calls him, Bobby.
Right, there's only people that do that. When people see somebody say Bobby, I know that's family. Nobody else know that. They say International Red, or they'll say Red. Generally, people say Red. Like we was outside, and the girl said, "Oh, that's you, Red." Then I know they know me. When they say Red, then I know they know me from the streets. But when they say Bobby, then that's family. That's family when they say that. And like yesterday when I was with my friend Danny and his Sharon, they said Bobby. It made me think I had to tell them. I said, yeah, I was telling her. I remember when we was talking about when Sharon met Barbara years ago when Danny and first got together. She was seeing him and she was thinking she was such a nice woman. And I told her about the situation of what's happening. I said, well, it's just the way it is. But the thing about it is that, I love my sisters, both of them. And I kind of like this. I'm grateful and thankful that I have them still here, and that I appreciate them in my life, even my other one that's not really close to me now, but I've seen her on Facebook, and I was so appreciative. When I seen her looking so good, she had my queen's favorite color on. And she went to my other sister's my other sister's granddaughter's reception that she wasn't able to go to.
Oh, because today's his birthday, they're calling him.
Yeah, they call him. But I gotta cut it back off because I got things I gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. We gotta cut it back off because we got 6 minutes. But the thing about it is that, like I was saying, I love my family. It's like she got a sister that she don't get along with, but she loves her and she does. See, when you do what's right and take the high road, this is something I learned since I've been with her, because she brought me closer to my other sister. See, I got further apart from the one that's bad, but I got closer to the one that's good and found out how good she really is. And we went all the way. We drove all the way up there to Arizona.
Oh, yes, we did. That was a wonderful trip.
I drove back and she drove up. But the point of it is, we did do it. We did do it. And we did it in the other car we had, see. So that's why, we appreciated everything, even the other car, we appreciated that because the car, it blessed us. And I was really getting attached to it. And then now, God blessed us. He said his time is up for that one. And it was his time. It was God saying it, because she always said, I want to wait a while, wait a while. And we waited because we were together 3 years, and she had already had the car like 5. So
let's see if the pictures show.
The point is, that's how she used to look.
No, this is how my son looks. And I appreciate him because I've only had one son.
Oh, no, we can't see him. It's too dark right there.
No, it's not too dark now, see?
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. He's at 30, he'll be 30, will he be 31?
31.
He'll be 31
Yeah,
next
this
month.
is Michael.
And that's her son, and she
Michael.
She raised him good. He's a good son. He's 31. He's not affiliated with that gang stuff. He don't wear his pants sagging. He don't act like he acts like a gentleman, at his age. I was caught into fashion and trying to, show out and show up and all that. Her son is, you would call him a square. If you met him, you would think he was a square, but he's intelligent, he's smart, and he's into he knows how to do computers and he knows how to do things. But he's a smart, and he is considerate to his mother. And that's what I like about that. He treats her with respect, And that's a good thing to do.
Yes, he does. He helps so much. Okay, so you were talking about...
We got 2 minutes. I'm going to let you wrap it up with the 2 minutes we got.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate my son's only daughter. That's Bailey. And I call her beautiful Bailey Boo.
Yeah, she's 8 now?
She's 8 years old now. But she is such a person that brings appreciation to her grandmother because of how she always reminds me of stuff, And then you talked about Gabe. Let me see if I find Gabe. Oh, here's Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabriel Eku Odabi Jr. He's named after my son.
That's who we go see. We went to see him last month.
Yeah.
Around this time, the first week of, what was it, April? No, it was May, wasn't it?
May. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was after we came back from, we came back from Vegas in LA.
And we're going to see him on first Friday in July and take him to Panera's.
Yeah, we take him out.
And we take him out, and then he calls a lot of people.
Yeah, I support her in what she does. It's like she supports me just like she went yesterday. And, a person that told me, he said, you don't think I should have done it. But I said, well, no, I feel it's the right thing to do. See, this is where we have disagreement. Some people disagree. But I was telling him about my queen, doing, wanting to do this for me. And I said, I didn't ask her. She wanted to do it. I told my niece to come the next day. But I know why he said that. Because he wanted to go over there and see her. See, it all added up. He wanted to go over there to see my great niece, because he used to always go over there and see her, and he probably lost contact with her. So he wanted to go back over there and see her. But see, that's the thing about it. People want you to do things to benefit them. They're not really trying to help the person. We went over there, we did what we did out of honest, trying to help them. When people want help or when people ask you for something, you do what you can, you know. And that's all it is. That's why I don't pay attention to when people tell me what I need to do. You can't tell me how to live my life and do what I do. I do what I do because that's what I want to do. And you do what you do. Don't tell me how to live my life. And that's where people get disagreements. But I just check them about it and leave it alone. I don't, you know. But sometimes you just have to leave people out of your business altogether because they're going to always try to tell you how they would do something. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show today. And you see we have our crowns on to let you know that that's how it go down. And we're going to take a picture when we finish with the show.
Yeah.
To let you all know that that's how it goes. This is the first time we actually wore the crowns. It's a good time to do it on my birthday. Put the sign up again. Let them know. It is my birthday today, June 2nd, and I am 71 today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.